Giants are a common part of folklore and fairy stories. But there were real giants who lived on Earth in the past. They were very tall and very heavy, and they had big stomachs to match. Most of the time, they end up with diseases that could kill them because their bodies can't handle their height and weight. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. Today, we are going to talk about the top 5 listed giants. Before we get started with the video, don't forget to smash the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get started. Number 5. Angus MacAskill. Although he was not as tall as other people on this list, this Scottish-born Canadian was the tallest recorded natural giant in history, with no growth problems and totally normal proportions. He was also the strongest guy in contemporary history, with the largest non-obese man's chest circumference of roughly 80 inches. Angus MacAskill was born in the Scottish Hebrides around 1825. According to historical accounts, he was not as big as the other kids when he was a baby. During his childhood, he was similarly of average height, but as he reached adolescence, he began to grow rapidly, and by his 24th birthday, he had reached roughly 7 feet 9 inches. He is claimed to have weighed more than 500 pounds for much of his adult life. His hands were more than a foot long and 8 inches wide, and his shoes were 17.5 inches long. Angus MacAskill had deep-set blue eyes, curling black hair, a deep musical voice, and a nice attitude, according to historical accounts. MacAskill was noted for his enormous strength. He reputedly lifted a ship anchor weighing 2,800 pounds to shoulder height and easily carried casks of wine under his arms. He began working with P.T. Barnum's Circus in 1849 and toured the Caribbean in 1853. He was commonly seen alongside Tom Thumb, a natural midget who stood 3 feet 4 inches tall. He purportedly paid a visit to Queen Victoria at Windsor Castle in 1854. However, during his renowned anchor lifting in 1856, he shattered his arm when one of his shoulders got hooked beneath one of the anchor's flukes, effectively ending his circus career. MacAskill died peacefully on August 8, 1863, following a week-long illness. The exact cause of death is unknown. However, it was most likely meningitis. Number 4. Zhang Jinlian. Zhang Jinlian was the tallest woman ever measured in medical history, breaking the previous record of 7 feet 11 inches held by Englishwoman Jane Bunford. She is also the only lady who has been measured at 8 feet or higher. She was born in Yunnan, China on June 26, 1964. She began growing swiftly 4 months after her birth, and by the age of 4, she had already reached a height of more than 5 feet. Her growth patterns were very similar to those of Robert Wadlow. She grew 5 inches every year on average, was able to lift a 110-pound stone at the age of 5, and slept in an 8-foot-long custom-constructed bed. Zhang Jinlian was later identified with a pituitary tumor, which caused her gigantism, and she also had diabetes, which caused her death at the age of 17 in Hunan. She would have been 8 feet, 1.75 inches tall a few days before her death, but she couldn't stand straight due to her horribly malformed spine. Number 3. Maximinus Threx. Reports concerning humans of enormous stature, on the other hand, are not unique to the modern era. Maximinus Thrax, often known as Emperor Maxi, Minus I ruled Rome from 235 to 238. He was the first emperor never to reach Rome, having been born in Thrace, hence the name Thrax. Contemporary sources, most notably Historia Augusta, characterized Maximinus Thrax as a massive man with huge brows, nose, and jowl. His thumb was apparently so enormous that he frequently wore his wife's bracelet as a ring on it. He was unquestionably a man of such terrifying appearance and colossal size that there is no possible comparison with any of the best trained Greek athletes or the fiercest of all barbarians. According to historian Cordus, he stood about 8 feet 6 inches tall and had regular proportion. Cordus mentions in his works that Maximinus was so strong that he could draw a fully loaded ox cart on his own. While the precise stature of Maximinus will never be known, he was most likely a man of enormous size and substantially taller than the typical Roman citizen of his period. Number 2. John Rogan. John Rogan, the world's second tallest individual, was born in Tennessee between 1865 and 1868. The precise year is uncertain. He was of normal stature throughout his childhood, but only until his 13th birthday when he began to grow rapidly. However, his rapid growth resulted in the development of severe ankylosis, rendering him unable to stand or walk. He then rode around in a go-kart. By 1899, he had grown to a height of 8 feet 6 inches and had become a local celebrity known as the Negro Gene. He made a fortune selling photographs and postcards at the local train station and was known for his warm attitude and extraordinarily deep voice. His hands were 11 inches long and his feet were 13 inches long. He was 8 feet 9 inches tall when he died in September 1905, although he weighed only 175 pounds. That makes him the second tallest person in history, as well as the tallest African American. His body was buried under concrete panels in Sumner County, Tennessee, preventing anyone from exhuming and further examining his bones. Number 1. Robert Wadlow. Robert Pershing Wadlow, often known as the Giant of Illinois, was the world's tallest man. He was the oldest of 5 children born on February 22, 1918, in Alton, Illinois, to Addie Johnson and Harold Wadlow. He was diagnosed with gigantism, a rare genetic disease that causes excessive growth hormone production. A few months after his birth, he grew quickly throughout his youth, reaching a height of more than 3 feet 6 inches at the age of 11 months, outgrowing both of his parents at the age of 6, and reaching 200 centimeters at the age of 11. Because of his extraordinary height and weight, he had to sit on a customized desk made for him in elementary school. He was 8 feet 4 inches tall after graduating from Alton High School in 1936. Robert Wadlow's size quickly took its toll. He needed special leg braces to walk and lost feeling in his feet. He never used a wheelchair, however. Wadlow joined the Ringling Bros circus in 1936 and continued to participate in various tours and public appearances until his death in 1940, caused by parasite illness. On July 19, he was buried in a 10-foot-long coffin weighing more than 1,100 pounds. Thousands of people gathered in Upper Alton for his funeral. He was measured at 8 feet 11.1 inches 18 days before his death, more than any other human in history. His shoe size was 37 AA, the largest in the world, and his weight reached 492 pounds at the age of 21, 1 year before his death. Robert Wadlow was a Freemason as well, and his ceremonial ring was the largest ever manufactured. That's a wrap on the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, let me know by giving it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.